Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the October 23rd edition of the Premarket Prep session. We're here to get 1% better, as always, so make sure you drop that one in the chat signifying your intention to do that. And let's get into what we have going on today. As always, we're here to go over the important news, notes, analysis, everything that's key to making sure you're consistently profitable in markets and just a well-rounded, informed decision-making human. So let's get into our top news here, which is hold the onions. McDonald's shares are losing around or are losing ground, sliding 6% before the bell on Wednesday after the CDC issued a warning about an E. coli outbreak in Colorado and Nebraska linked to the hamburger chain's quarter pounder. 10 people have been hospitalized and one person has died, who was described by Colorado health officials as being older and with underlying conditions. Now, what happened? While the specific ingredient linked to the outbreak has not been officially identified, McDonald's said initial findings indicate a subset of illnesses may be linked to slivered onions used in the quarter pounder and sourced by a single supplier that serves 3 distribution centers. In line with McDonald's safety protocols, all local restaurants were instructed to remove the product from their supply, and distribution of all slivered onions in the impacted area has been paused. The company has also temporarily removed the quarter pounder from restaurants in impacted states. Yeah, you never want to hear this. This brings me back to Chipotle back in the day. Bigger picture, TD Cohen analyst Andrew Charles said quick franchise checks suggested the issue seemed largely contained, although a short-term impact on sales can be expected. Based on food contamination incidents at Chipotle in 2015 and Jack in the Box in 1993, Charles estimates that every 1% annualized change in U.S. same-store sales will lead to a 9-cent EPS impact, which is earnings per share, with the worst case scenario being a 37 cents hit to Q4 EPS. So price hikes separately, Democratic lawmakers, including Elizabeth Warren, have called on McDonald's CEO Chris Kimczynski to explain recent hikes in menu prices, which they claim have outpaced inflation. The senators, in a letter, pointed to McDonald's income growth and stock buybacks, saying corporate profits shouldn't come at the expense of people's ability to put food on the table. McDonald's responded by saying the letter contains contortions of facts and many inaccuracies. I mean, McDonald's prices have gone up. Everyone's prices have gone up. That's the nature of the game, right? So McDonald's can try and say that, oh, we didn't do it, or we're not price gouging, or that the prices haven't changed, or that our input costs have gone up. Really, have your input costs gone up that much? Because apparently you're distributing E. coli laced onions. Um, but yeah, that is very unfortunate for McDonald's. Again, I'm sure they'll be fine. One of the largest, real estate owners in the world. So I'm sure they'll continue loving it, and this will get swept under the rug. And obviously, unfortunate whenever anyone loses their life, especially over some McDonald's. So maybe skip those golden arches, for a while, hit the gym instead. I'm talking to me also because it's so easy, so quick when you're on the road. Just boop, pop off. Maybe I wake up a little bit earlier, make sure I make something for me to eat at home. What else is happening? We'll finish up here, right? Rapid fire stock news rundown. It has not been a whole lot of news, but it doesn't mean that we aren't tuned in and locked in and staying consistent. So that's what we're doing here today. So Tesla dips ahead of earnings as investors eye margin outlook. Starbucks falls after suspending guidance amid sales slump. Legal feud ARM to axe Qualcomm chip design license. Qualcomm is taking a big dip after hours because of this. Essentially, they had like a license with Qualcomm that allowed Qualcomm to use some of ARM's technology, and they're getting rid of that. So that hurts Qualcomm a lot because that technology goes into cell phones. Spirit, whose ticker is SAVE, Spirit Airlines, jumps on report of renewed merger talks with Frontier. Looks like they might give it a go. I believe Trump pulled ahead in the polls, and that is good news for any company that was looking to undergo a merger or acquisition. Because under this administration, all those have gotten struck down. Lithium stock surge as study reveals massive reserves in Arkansas. Trump or Harris, Paul Tudor Jones sees Treasury sell off in either case. Report J.P. Morgan's Jamie Dimon, opened to Harris administration role. Flying air taxis are on the radar after U.S. regulator finalizes key rules. Also, wasn't Jamie Dimon like supposed to be something under Trump if he won? I wonder if they had a falling out now he's hopping over. BlackRock, ticker BLK, launches ETFs focused on AI and growth opportunities. And then polls show support for legalizing recreational marijuana in red states. I think any state that recreationalizes marijuana needs to release any felons that are incarcerated because of it. It's only right. Right? You have so many people whose lives were ruined because they were selling something that should have been legal, right? At the end of the day, marijuana is like any other substance. Alcohol is legal, right? Don't overindulge. If you don't want to, then don't have it. But the fact that there are people sitting in jail for 20, 25, 30 years for marijuana is ridiculous when you have Susie from the suburbs who gets written up in Time magazine for being, a trailblazer when it comes to alternative pain management. Listen, my man from the block was that long before she was, right? And he's now sitting in a cell block instead. Um, in terms of today's markets, more red than green. In Asia, Japan down 0.8%, Hong Kong up 1.3, China up 0.5, India down 0.2, London we're down 0.4, Paris down 0.7, Frankfurt down 0.3, the Dow down 0.4, S&P down 0.2, Nasdaq down 0.3, crude oil down 1.4%, gold up 0.2, Bitcoin down 0.8. Bitcoin tried to test that breakout, couldn't get that breakout. So now Bitcoin might head back lower before we head higher. We'll see. Economic calendar, not a whole lot going on. The biggest thing is just the earnings for this week, and then we've got the massive earnings next week, right? So things are slow right now, and that's fine, right? There aren't really a whole lot of looks that I like, few that I love. So it's really just about being patient, right? We can't make the market do anything, but you know what you can do: lose yourself money if you try to force something to happen and it's not looking to happen. So remain patient. This is really what traders are made of. It's what you do during these times that makes or breaks you. It's not hard when everything is going up for you to enter a trade and make money, right? It's hard for you to accept I might not place a lot of trades. I might only get one contract per trade, and those trades might not work out. But I understand that I'm waiting for a better time in markets. If I want to take a break for now, I can take a break for now. But recognizing that you can't bend the market to your will and not every day that you are able to trade is a trading day is possibly the most key thing you could ever realize, right? You want to think about the market like your car, right? It takes you from point A to point B of profitability. Not every day, just because you have the ability to drive and you have gas in your tank doesn't mean you're driving your car, right? Technically, you could drive to Florida right now, right? You could drive to California. You have the ability to, but should you? Probably not, right? You got work, you have other arrangements that that are pre-existing. You probably shouldn't. It's the same thing with markets. People sit there with money and they're like, all right, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Are you looking to take your car to Utah, right? For no reason? Okay, then we move when we have reason and we move with intention, just like we did during this morning's pre-market prep session. So let's continue to get 1% better, eat, sleep, Kaizen, repeat. That's the move that I'm on. That's the mode that I'm on. And, that's the mode that I maintain throughout this community. So let's have a great rest of the day, everybody. We're back here tomorrow morning for our next pre-market prep session. Have a good one.